Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today's a great day. Now you might be wondering why today is a great day. As you guys can see outside, we finally got some good weather, man. It's been cold, it's been raining, hell, it's even been snowing in Dallas, but here in Houston we finally got some decent weather. Good time to go ahead and take the car out, and I actually have some announcements on the car, which is definitely some good news. I think you guys should definitely be excited to see what's going to be happening in the very near future. If you guys do enjoy the content and want to stay up to date with the build on the GT350 as well as my Turbo FRS, because we still got some things to do with that car, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn those post notifications, man. Let's go for a drive, because it's been like almost a week since the last time I got behind the wheel of this car, and honestly, shit, I miss it. All right, got a little start going on. This car needs headers bad. It needs headers bad. Not a cold start, but it needs headers bad. All right. Feels good, man. I love these Recaros. Just, it feels good being inside here. So let's go ahead and take it for a little rip. All right, let's get going. Now, the one thing I do have to go ahead and give Ford just the huge thumbs up on is the way they engineered the stock exhaust. Like, the stock exhaust of the GT350, and honestly, the stock exhaust for a lot of the newer Mustangs, and honestly, not even, oh man, it pops, backfires, stock. Like, I have literally nothing done, absolutely nothing done to this car, and I like the way it sounds. It sounds good. Now, not even just with Mustangs, man. I'm talking about the Camaros, Corvettes especially, Challengers, Chargers. The stock exhaust nowadays for these newer, like, American cars, oh my God, they sound so good. Like, you don't even have to change the stock exhaust, especially the stock mufflers if you don't want to go ahead and retain that active exhaust. You can just leave it the way it is, which saves so much time, so much money, and they need to do this for like all future Mustangs, because Jesus Christ, bro. Ooh, shoot. See, every time I don't drive this car for a couple of days, I forget how to drive it. That just goes for all my shit. Like, if I don't drive a car every single day, I literally start forgetting how to drive. Well, that's Houston for you, right? That's Houston for you right there. Kind of feathering it so I don't spin the tires. You cannot deny, man, this thing sounds crazy stock. The downshifts too, this is no active rev match, it's just all me. God. You gotta love the way this shit sounds, bro. Stock. Stock. Get too crazy on these turns, because obviously we're on the stock tires and they're not really all that good. I'm not gonna lie, they're really not all that good. These Pilot, these Super Sports, not even the Pilot Sports, the Super Sports, they're not as good as the Pilot Sport 4S's, so I do need to be kind of careful here. Going around, dude, look at the backfires. Dude, this is stock. God, I can't believe it. This is stock. Man. Just the pops, everything, man. about to just rip it down this road, but it's probably not a good idea, man. Sometimes they got cops posted up out here, so you gotta be kind of a little bit careful. Whew. Stock exhaust, this shit sounds like this. Man, now I know some people are actually commenting about my little calculator screen right here. Now honestly, you know, here's the thing. I know some of the models come with like the Apple CarPlay, the touchscreen and shit. Obviously I can upgrade this shit if I want to, but like theoretically when I be driving like the GT350, I don't even really be listening to music at all. Like the car has Bluetooth and all that shit, so I can like literally just plug my phone up in here and have everything just play audio wise, and that's really all I really care about, man. Like I'm a tech person, don't get me wrong, because legitimately what I do is literally just tech for a living. But at the same time, like as far as cars goes, I don't really care about all that technology, right? I just want the good powertrain, comfortable-ish seats that are like race inspired, like what I got in here right now, the Recaros, and just, you know, something that's enjoyable. And that's what this is. Like that extra shit, I don't really care about it. I know some people are all about, you know, oh, it has to have this and that, you know, a good infotainment system. Look, I don't really care about that stuff. I really don't. If I wanted, I could literally just upgrade this shit and it wouldn't be hard at all. But man, dude, how could you listen to music when you got the Voodoo to listen to? Like that is the music. Stock exhaust, man, no drone. This thing's quiet as hell. Quiet in 6th gear cruising. I'm in track mode right now. No drone. They did right with this, man. Ford, they engineered this shit right. They for real engineered this shit right. Aw, damn. Clutch assist to prevent stalling out. Like if I was in the other car, I probably would have stalled right here. I ain't gonna joke, bro. Man, hope everybody's okay. Shit. That's why you gotta be extra careful on these Texas streets, man, for real. That's part of the reason why I haven't been like, you know, taking this car, you know, to Mexico and whatnot. You gotta be extra careful, especially for my case. I know you guys are probably wanting me to go ahead and start running this car up against people, but look, just I gotta chill out for a little bit, man. I can't be doing what I was doing last year, you know, pulling up to every single race event going crazy. I gotta move a little bit different this year, so that's kind of why I put a halt on all the racing type shit. I'm still gonna modify my cars, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna go ahead and do a bunch of stuff with the car, obviously tastefully, but as far as me just going out answering a bunch of call outs and, you know, racing everybody, I can't really be moving like that this year. I gotta be a lot smarter. First year here in Texas, I was for real wilding out, but I gotta go ahead and be a little bit smarter here. Damn, somebody got ripped over here. Like I said, like, you gotta be careful out here. Roll my windows up, so I know you guys are probably wondering what's going to be going on with this car in the future. Now, I actually went ahead and ordered some long tube headers. I actually ordered some American Racing long tube headers real long tube headers, no catted bullshit. I actually went ahead and got, you know, some custom made Catless American long tube headers, American racing long tube headers, excuse me, with their matching 3-inch X pipe Catless as well, non-resonated. So it's going to be essentially the long system, not the full system, because they do have a full system on their website that replaces the stock mufflers. I don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and just have pretty much a header back exhaust to the stock mufflers, so I could still control it if I wanted to, which theoretically I need to be able to control it still, because I do want to have to put this car in quiet mode if I need to. And then obviously, you know, when I'm giving it the beans, we can open it up with the flip of a switch. So I'm really excited to go ahead and get those on the car. Like I said, they're actual Catless long tube headers. I don't want to spend like $2,000 plus on some catted or some high flow cat headers. I wanted to get Catless so I can actually get the most gains possible, because $2,000 on long tubes is pretty expensive compared to the 2-valve, where it was literally like $500. So we're talking about damn near, actually for the long system, 5 times the price. I want to make sure that I get as much performance as possible, and I think a lot of us can go ahead and, you know, agree with that. If you're going to spend a lot of money on headers, get them bitches Catless. So I'm really excited to see exactly how this car is going to sound, and most importantly, how this car is going to perform once I go ahead and get those headers on the car with the matching off-road X pipe that is Catless as well, with an E85 tune, and potentially the JLT cold air intake. Now, I've been like on the forums for the GT350s. Let me know down in the comment section right now, is the stock intake just as good as the JLT, or is it a downgrade from that intake? Because some people say that the stock intake manifold, or not the intake manifold, obviously I'm not chasing the intake manifold, there's no point to do that. The stock cold air intake, is that just as good as the JLT cold air intake? Will I see any gains switching from stock to JLT? Because if there's no gains, I'm obviously not going to go ahead and buy that, because it's going to be completely irrelevant, because down the line this car is going to get boosted, so that's just going to be taken off anyway. But if there are noticeable gains through the effective power band, that's kind of where I care about the gains from. I don't really care about horsepower numbers anymore. Effective power band is where I'm more looking at. If it's going to be making a difference in the effective power band, especially since I'm actually going with some real Catless long tube headers, I'm definitely going to be picking that up. But if not, I'm just going to stay with the stock cold air intake. I know this car, you know, just from looking at dyno videos and some sheets and like that, it's going to make around 500 horsepower with just long tubes and literally just an X pipe with E85, which is ridiculous. And it's going to scream to obviously 8250, so that's wild in my personal opinion, man. A way big of an improvement from, you know, what I have been riding. And man, cannot wait to go ahead and get that done, man. But obviously I gotta wait for the long tubes to come in, because, you know, they're being custom made, because a lot of long tube headers nowadays, they come with cats. So if you want Catless, you have to go ahead and go through a company that, you know, will make you the headers, and obviously just go ahead and exclude the cats. So if you have GT350s and want some long tubes, I highly recommend you guys going ahead and hitting up American Racing Headers, because they are the only company that I know of right now that makes long tube headers for this car that do not have cats. Because like I said, I ain't spending $2,000 for some catted headers. Fuck that. Man, I need to wash this car, man. Finally got a nice day out, so I'm definitely gonna do that as soon as I finish this video. But whew, this triple yellow with the black and white pinstripes, I really starting to like it, man. I'm really starting to like it. I was originally gonna go ahead and stripe delete this car, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just full send and kind of freshen up the front end. Now let me know down in the comment section right now. I asked this on Instagram. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, make sure you guys follow me, Ears POV. That link is gonna be in the description. I'm actually gonna be removing this front arrow. Now, I'm not a fan of this front arrow because it's just a little too much for me, and honestly, all this really does is throw rocks up, which will become problematic when I do go ahead and get a second wheel and tire setup. So I definitely do not want to be throwing some rocks up on some nice wheels. So I'm gonna be removing this. It's a little too much for me. Now I'm gonna take this off in about a week or two, because as you guys can see here, the previous owner was a genius and decided to go ahead and bolt this in and use 3mm tape. Whatever reason behind that, I'll never know. So I'm gonna have to get the holes filled, and while I go ahead and do that, I am gonna actually go ahead and get some new front pinstripes from the hood all the way down, because you guys can see there are some rock chips now. Some of these rock chips actually are brand new from when I went ahead and did the draggy video, so that's the kind of reason why I wasn't too worried and I wasn't in a rush to go ahead and get all this kind of like freshened up, because obviously running up and down the highway, you know, rock chips are going to happen. We got one right here, this is brand new, and we have like another little one over there. Not really worried about it. I'm not gonna go ahead and get the whole front bumper resprayed unless I need to get that done. I do still have a warranty, so we'll see how bad shit gets. But if these pinstripes do not withstand, I'm gonna say like 6 months after I go ahead and get this freshened up, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the whole front bumper resprayed under warranty and just remove all the stripes. But these really aren't even rock chips, they're just like the pinstripes just deteriorating, probably because they're old. I mean, it's 2016, not old, but you know, it's got some age to it, so not a big deal. But I'm just gonna go ahead and freshen up that front bumper and just remove. Ooh. That's a Camaro. But like I said, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about removing that front aero. I know some people on Instagram said to keep it, some people told me to remove it. Personally, I'm really on the movement of removing it. It's just, it has to happen. It's just a little bit too much for me. You guys know, with my builds, I like to have an OEM plus look. I don't like to add a lot of unnecessary stuff like splitters, diffusers, stuff like that. That's just not my style. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and remove that off the car. That's like the only thing about this car I don't like, is that front aero. Everything else is, you know, in good fucking shape. So super happy about that. But I want to make this video to let you guys know that we got mods on the way. I'll make another video down the line once I kind of get to phase 2 of this build. Phase 1 is literally just going ahead and doing headers, potentially a cold air intake, and the E85 tune. Phase 2 is going to be pretty much getting this car ready for boost, and then obviously phase 3 is going to be boosting this car. But I haven't fully decided on what forced induction route I'm going to take. I know I'm already talking about boosting this car. I only had it for a week, but let's be honest, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But like I said, I'm gonna do this build a lot differently than my other builds. I'm gonna take my time, enjoy each and every phase of the setup, and not just jump right into boost, because unlike the 2-valve, unlike the FRS, this is a more capable platform. Again, I'm not dragging on anything, but you can do a lot more NA with the GT350 than you do with a 2-valve or an FRS. Obviously, completely different powertrain and whatnot, but I'll keep you guys updated. Super Boy Ears, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, and hopefully these headers come in quickly. We can get them installed, get them, you know, get the car tuned, and, you know, make some pretty good power, man. So yeah, I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. Deuces.